Have you ever had one of your players pitch you a character concept and you thought to yourself, oof, okay, what's the worst that could happen? Hey everyone, Richard here, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Today we're going to talk about a character that would go down in infamy at my table. A few years back, when I started running Dungeons and Dragons, I had a game that was kind of a mishmash of rules and some pre-existing lore mixed with my own crazy ideas. I allowed two of my players to play as trolls for their race. In troll culture, when a troll is born and is far too small, they would discard it. Sometimes that young troll would survive and then learn to make their way in the world. Troll adventurers were actually the size of normal people. However, I had one player who wanted to exaggerate this a bit to the extreme. He decided to play a fire troll who was only about 3 to 4 feet tall, making him even smaller than most people in the world. I didn't see this being an issue, since there's already gnomes and halflings, so I decided, why not? Little did I know that this small creature would soon give me a run for my money. His name was Norgual, a tiny plump fire troll with a love for mind-altering magic and cake. This is a creature who caused chaos not for fun, but by sheer stupidity. I'm going to tell you a tale of when my players reached their first large city. One of the troll players knew an old clanmate was perched outside of this city, in the woods with an army of monsters. He planned to break its impenetrable walls, but wasn't sure how, while the troll player wanted revenge against this old clanmate for how he was treated in the past. The party decided to visit the city first and see what it was all about. With the help of some disguises and some NPCs, they got in pretty easily. They got a feel for the city and learned of an old relic atop of the church defending this city from harm. They seemed to be enjoying themselves, especially when they discovered a magic item shop. Norgual, however, was disappointed when some of the magical resources were completely sold out, because the captain of the guard had purchased them to ship out to his son, who wanted to become a wizard himself. Norgual had crazy ideas of these magical resources falling into the wrong hands, having enough destructive force to rip the city asunder. This was not true, of course, but he thought so. He raced to the barracks with his two other companions in tow, Shagrath the Necromancer and Pendley Wicket the Witch. He stormed up to the barracks door, demanding to speak to the captain of the guard, saying it was of great importance that he speak with him right away. He was eventually granted an audience with the captain, and that's when things went south. Norgual wasted no time and began questioning the captain on how he could be such a damned fool. He insulted him and criticized him to no end. The captain tried to calm him down and assured him it was safe and that such items of power were not even being shipped out, and the mundane items were still under guard so that no bandits could steal it. It wasn't enough for Norgual. He had thoughts of doom and could not be convinced otherwise. I told my player out of game, these items can't do that, right? How could you get them from a magic shop otherwise? He said, that's fine, but Norgual doesn't think so. I sucked myself back into my chair, continuously harassed for this captain's decisions. Then Norgual decided to show the captain the doom he saw using magic. He created a mind-altering spell. Captain suffered mental pain from the spell and finally began to sing another tune. You're right, he said. Magic is very dangerous. Finally, Norgual shouted in relief. That is, until the captain told the guards to take them away to the dungeon. Norgual was in shock. How could this happen? I simply explained, you just spent this whole time trying to convince him that this mundane magic was dangerous, and then assaulted his mind with a spell of your own. You might as well have said, hey, we're all magic users here, who could destroy the city. Let me show you with my magic. The trolls were laughing, but the young Pendley was less than amused by their antics. They managed to narrowly escape the city and imprisonment by ducking into the sewer systems. From there, they ran into the forest, convincing Shagrath's old clanmate, Yetu, that they knew a way into the city for him. Luckily, this Yetu didn't recognize Shagrath and was down for the plan. They waited for nightfall and led an army of monsters to the gates, and Yetu, with some of his men, through the sewers. They disposed some city guards, and on the way, led Yetu in the direction of the artifact. Shagrath tried to separate him from his bodyguard. It proved to be difficult, and after a few failed persuasion attempts, he was left with only one choice. He told Yetu to lower himself so he may speak in his ear. There was a traitor in his midst, you see, and he wished to share this information. Yetu lowered himself to Shagrath's height and listened to what he had to say, while Shagrat took a knife and whispered, "Die," and stabbed him in the neck. A fight broke out, leaving our 3 adventurers the victors, and then they took the artifact anyway, letting all the monsters in. They escaped the city once again, leaving it worse for wear, and it was all thanks to the antics of Norgual. Many things happened in between to lead us to this point, but that's the short version of the tale. Norgual continued stunts like this across my world and could not be stopped, trust me. I knocked him unconscious at least 20 times, but he still went on causing chaos and destruction purely by accident. I hope you enjoyed this short story, and remember, never underestimate your players. I also want to apologize for how late this video is. I unfortunately work a full-time job, and I have to take care of my animals here, and there's just a lot of other things going on. I am currently preparing to DM for a second campaign for a friend of mine, while I also have my usual game to run, and then I am involved in 2 of my friends' games already as a player. So my hands are pretty tied, but I'm hoping to get this out to you much faster, and I am working towards getting a better schedule going on here. So as always guys, keep creating, let your imagination run, and be sure to send me some pictures of your dogs. You can send them right here. I'll put an email there for you guys. And maybe, you know, who knows, we'll have a dog of the month or something like that. As always, till next time guys.